This is the second Mister International IMVU 2025. Live here in SM Mall of Asia Arena.
Carmela Isabello, Mister Argentina.
Andre Chavez, Mr. Australia. Kairo Takashi Valente, Japan.
Hei Jun Lee, Mr. Korea.
Clyden Gutierrez, Mr. Mexico. Lars Kincada, Mr. Nicaragua. Yunho Guerrero, Republica in Philippines.
Clean Smith, Mr. Poland. Ace IMVU, Mr. South Africa.
Ethan Macquarie Pathrapra, Mr. Thailand.
Brent Escara, Mr. United States. Henry Eldrick, Mr. Vietnam.
Hello Philippines, Mabuhay. 12 Mister International IMVU candidates will fight for the coveted crown and be the brand ambassador of the pageant. We will all meet the top 9 finalists after a short minute's break. Let's welcome our panel of judges for tonight's competition. First in the list is Alejandro Smith, our reigning Mister International IMVU from the Philippines. The CEO and the owner of Miss Universal IMVU, Miss Worth IMVU, and Mister International IMVU, Sir Noel Harrington. Third in the list is Iona Fortini, our Miss Universal IMVU 2025 from Thailand. The owner of Miss Grandiose IMVU and Miss Universal IMVU and First Miss Earth IMVU, Miss Patricia Borromeo, reigning Miss Worth IMVU 2025, Celestial Cortez from United States. And lastly, our reigning Miss Universal Philippines and Miss Universal Asia 2025, Melanie Macarig. We all now know the 6 panel of judges who will select the winner for tonight. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight 12 candidates will be cut into top 8 to showcase their swimwear performance. The first gentleman advancing in the semifinals is Mr. Thailand. The second gentleman advancing is Mr. Japan. 3 is your lucky number. Mr. Vietnam. 4th spot is yours. Mr. South Africa, making it to the first round. Mr. Philippines. The 6th gentleman advancing in the first round is Mr. Nicaragua. The 7th spot in the semifinals is Mr. Australia. 2 spots remaining and you got the 8th spot. Mr. Korea. 4 gentlemen is left, but only 1 can take the last spot. And it's you. Mr. Mexico. We will all hear right back for the top 9 swimwear performance. Here are your top 9 finalists of their swimwear competition. Thailand. Japan. Vietnam. South Africa. Philippines. Nicaragua. Australia. Korea. Mexico. The competition will be back after a short minute's break. Here are your top 9 finalists with their swimwear competition. Thailand.
Or maybe I'm good at pretending that I moved on. I know that we got a lot of the same friends, and soon enough there come a weekend when we just not bring it
Japan.
Yeah, maybe I'm weak, but it's taking too long to get over you. I'm not ready to need you again, unless this time we're holding on.
Vietnam.
Truth is, I don't know how to forget. So when I saw you coming, I knew I'd be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to
South Africa.
but I need you again.
Philippines.
I'd be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again.
Nicaragua.
Funny how something can hurt you so bad, but you fall right back. Happens just like that, and I'm not quite convinced that it won't end the same this time. Tell me, can people really
Australia.
stars? Should I be more careful with my heart? I'm treading carefully. Crazy how something can scar you so deep, but you fall right back. I'm not ready to need you
Korea.
unless this time we're holding on. The truth is, I don't know how to forget. So when I saw you coming, I knew I'd be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth,
Mexico.
got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again, but I need you again.
We finally saw our 9 Mister International IMVU finalists with their evening suit performances. We will all be right back for the top 5 announcement after a short minute break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9 semi-finalists is standing here tonight, but only 5 will move on to the next round. The first man to enter the top 5 is Mr. Australia. Advancing in the next round is Mr. Vietnam. Third spot is Mr. Thailand. Joining them in the top 5. Mr. Japan. The last candidate advancing in top 5 is Mr. Nicaragua. Here are your top 5. Mr. Australia, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Nicaragua. One of them will be crowned tonight. Let's start the question and interview segment. Mr. Australia, you are the first to answer. The judges you got is our reigning Miss Worth, IMVU 2024.
Hello, Andre. So here's my question for you. Describe your ideal version of a modern gentleman in just 3 words and explain why you chose them.
For me, it's respectful, grounded, compassionate. In my view, a modern gentleman starts with respect. This respect is not just for others, it's for himself, for time, for space, and for stories that are not his own. Respect means treating the waiter the same way you would treat a CEO. It means truly listening when someone speaks. It's in the small actions that reveal the biggest character. Next is being grounded. It's easy to get lost in titles, appearances, or applause. But a real gentleman knows who he is without needing the spotlight to define him. He holds onto his values, remembers where he came from, and stays humble, no matter how high life takes him. Being grounded keeps him human. Finally, compassion is essential. What is a man if he cannot empathize with others? A man who leads with kindness, offers his presence when words fail, and chooses understanding over judgment shows the strength our world needs. A modern gentleman is not about outdated ideals or superficial charm. It's about being a good person when no one is watching. It's about heart and how he makes others feel when they are with him. Thank you.
You are next, Mr. Vietnam. The judge you got is Miss Patricia Borromeo.
Hello, Henry. Here's my question for you. If you had to remove your avatar and stand as your true self, what would people see?
They will see an imperfect person with both wounds and lipstick. They will see the mistakes I have made, the times I was confused about myself, but still a person who always tries to live kindly and be responsible for my choices. There is no avatar to hide. I am a person who loves sincerity, believes in the journey more than the destination, and always tries to become the best version of myself, not to be admired, but to be able to help and inspire others. In the end, when all illusions are gone, what remains is the heart, and I want people to see that I live with a real heart.
Mr. Thailand. The judge you got is Mr. Noel.
Good evening. Here's my question. If you could represent one global issue as Mr. International, what would it be and why?
If I could use my voice to advocate for one global issue to the world as Mr. International, it would be mental health awareness. It is an issue that I am passionate about, and I know many people, specifically in Asia, and my home, Thailand, still struggle to discuss openly. As Thais, we are often made to feel it, but also taught to stay strong, keep smiling, and hide a lot of our emotions inside. Don't think people should feel like they have to be strong in silence. I believe strength comes with honesty, and courage to say I need help. Single quotes. Many people are fighting battles every day all over the world that we cannot see, and too often, they are fighting totally alone. I hope to use this platform to break the stigma, to show people it's okay to not be okay. To remind people, especially youth, that reaching out for support is not a weakness, it's an act of courage. Mental health matters.
Are you ready, Mr. Japan? Okay then. The judge that you got is Mr. Alejandro Smith.
Hello, my question to you is, in a virtual world like IMVU, how would you use your platform to inspire others?
In a virtual world such as IMVU app, where identity has no boundaries and voices are multinational, I would utilize my platform to authentically motivate in an imaginary world. I think that each avatar has its own reality, the one with a personality, dreams, and words to tell, so that's why I would use my influence to create safe spaces where users can express themselves freely, and to be connected to cultures. I would help create a virtual campaign through live chats, creative collaborations, and encouragement to users not to create a better version of an avatar character, but to become a better version of people in real life.
And lastly, Mr. Nicaragua. You got to answer Miss Melanie question.
What quality do you believe sets you apart from the other candidates?
I do think what sets me apart from the other candidates is my resilience. I've been here before. I once stood on the same stage during the first edition and placed as a second runner-up. I could have been stopped, but I didn't. I came back because I believe in growth, in doing things better for the second time around, and in showing that the crown isn't just about one night, it's about consistent heart and purpose. And that's what I bring every time I show up to everyone. Thank you so much.
Who do you think will be the final top 3? We will all be right back for the final 3 announcement and final Q&A. Welcome back, everyone. Who is excited for the top 3 announcement? The first gentleman to enter the final top 3 is Vietnam. The second gentleman advancing to the final round is Japan. The last one advancing in the final round. Australia. Here are your final top 3. Let's move on to the final Q&A portion. Here's the final question. If you had the power to erase one painful truth from the world, poverty, war, inequality, or climate change, but in exchange, the world would forget one of your core values as a person, would you do it? Why or why not, and which would you choose to erase?
If I had the power to erase one painful truth from the world, I would choose to erase inequality. Inequality is at the root of many other global issues, poverty, war, even climate change, because it divides us and limits the potential of so many. But if the cost is that the world would forget one of my core values, such as compassion, I would hesitate. Compassion is what drives my desire to fix the world in the first place. Still, I believe that erasing inequality would allow future generations to grow up in a world where fairness and opportunity are truly universal, and perhaps, even if they forget my compassion, they will learn to build their own. So yes, I would do it because the value of a better world is worth the sacrifice of being remembered.
Mr. Vietnam, same question for you. If you had the power to erase one painful truth from the world, poverty, war, inequality, or climate change, but in exchange, the world would forget one of your core values as a person, would you do it? Why or why not, and which would you choose to erase?
If I had the power to erase one painful truth from this world, poverty, war, inequality, or climate change, but I had to give up one of my core values in return, I wouldn't do it. It's not because I don't care. In fact, it's the opposite what my mind tells me. I care deeply because I've lived with pain. I've seen what it does, have witnessed children sleeping empty stomachs, and they all succeeded in crying. I've seen people bury their dreams in silence, not because they wished to, but because they had no opportunities in life. And I've lived my own silent warfare. I know how to smile when in reality I think my heart was cracking. But those experiences made me who I am. They taught me how to be strong, how to be soft, how to love when it's hard. This suffering made me compassionate, and I would not give it up, not even for a better world. If I were to erase one of those painful truths, I might also erase a part of who I am that still feels deeply. Arigato.
Mr. Australia, you have the same question to answer. If you had the power to erase one painful truth from the world, poverty, war, inequality, or climate change, but in exchange, the world would forget one of your core values as a person, would you do it? Why or why not? And which would you choose to erase?
Would I do it? Yeah, no question, I'd give up a piece of myself if it meant people could actually breathe easy for once. Imagine a world where folks aren't constantly looking over their shoulders, where you can dream big without someone or something shutting you down. Sounds wild, right? If I could just wipe one ugly truth off the board, it's gotta be war. War's the ultimate thief. Takes your home, your hope, your family, your future, doesn't leave much behind except scars. I've seen it. You look into the eyes of some kid who's lost everything, and boom, innocence is gone. Poof. No one deserves that. Ending war. That's how you start giving peace an actual shot. Maybe then people could patch up, rebuild, actually hope for something better. Even if everyone forgot I ever cared, even if my compassion just vanished from people's minds, I'd still go all in on kindness. 'Cause, honestly, it's not about who remembers you. It's about how you show up for the world, every day, even if no one's watching. If the only thing left of me is a little more peace, a few more dreams saved, that's more than enough. That's everything. Thank you.
And now we finally saw the answers of the final top 3. We will all be right back for the final walk of our reigning Mr. International and crowning moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the final walk of our reigning Mr. International IMVU 2024. Alejandro Smith from Philippines.
1 year ago, I was just a boy from the Philippines with a dream to one day stand on this stage, to wear this sash, and to make my country proud. That dream came true, but what I didn't expect was how deeply it would change me. Being Mr. International IMVU 2024 has been the most humbling and life-giving chapter of my life. To Samantha Gutierrez, our Miss Universal IMVU 2024, you were my constant light. You passed your crown last May 16th, but your impact remains. To Celestial Cortez, Miss Worth IMVU 2024, thank you for the calm and strength you've shared with me through every moment. To Noel Harrington and the Mr. International IMVU organization, thank you for building a space where dreams like mine are born and fulfilled. You gave me a voice, and I will forever be grateful. To my beloved Philippines, Maraming Salamat. I carried your heart with me on every stage. And to you, Guerrero, my love, my strength, and this year's Mr. Philippines. You are everything I was, and more. I'll be cheering the loudest for you. And to the next Mr. International. Be kind, be brave, and never forget, you are beyond the sash. This isn't just the end of a reign, it's the beginning of forever. This is Alejandro Smith, Philippines.
What a heartfelt and emotional final walk, Alejandro. And now I will announce the winner of the second Mr. International IMVU 2025 that will bring home a 3,000 IMVU credits, sponsored by Alejandro Smith, our reigning Mr. International. The second runner-up is Mr. Japan. Vietnam and Australia, one of you will be the winner and brand ambassador of Mr. International IMVU. If for any reason the new Mr. International IMVU 2025 cannot fulfill his duties, the first runner-up will take place. Who is it gonna be? Mr. International IMVU 2025 is none other than Mr. Australia, Andre Chavez. The first runner-up is Mr. Vietnam. There you have it, your second Mr. International IMVU. Here are your Mr. International IMVU 2025 with runner-ups.